my name is Sean Britt, and in today's video we're going to discuss tips when applying for a payment holiday or debt relief. So the first thing we've got to remember is there's nothing like a free lunch. Whatever the bank pays on your behalf during that holiday period, or any payments that they freeze during that holiday period, they're going to want you to pay back to them at some time in the future with interest. So the way the bank would normally recover the money that they've loaned you during the payment holiday is that after the payment holiday, they would normally increase the premium that you were paying slightly so that they get that money and interest back. Or at the end of the time period of the loan, they'll extend it by, let's say, 3 to 5 months to make sure that they get the money and interest that they've loaned to you. Most of the time, the bank will also allow you to pay the money back in a lump sum without any penalties. So you might ask yourself, what is even the point of asking for the payment holiday if you have to pay all that money back to the bank plus interest on that money? And the real reason for that payment holiday is to buy time so that things will hopefully get back to normal. Or in the case where you have been retrenched, it gives you an opportunity to go and find other work so that you can start paying your monthly expenses again. When applying for a payment holiday and you are in the position to be able to put the money that you would pay monthly on those expenses away, then I would suggest you do that. The reason you would do that is, let's say the 3 months of the payment holiday is over and things have gone back to normal, you can take that whole lump sum and pay it back into those accounts, and the bank would normally not penalize you for it. But in the worst case scenario, if things haven't returned to normal, you would be able to take that money that you've put aside for payment for those 3 months where you had the payment holiday, you can now use it for the next 3 months, which means that you've bought yourself an extra 6 months for everything to get back to normal. Another good idea would be if sometime in the future, after your 3-month payment holiday, you get into a position where you have enough spare funds to be able to pay the full payment holiday back plus the interest, then I would suggest doing that. And the reason you would do this is that you would then go back to the payment that you were originally making before the payment holiday, or they will reduce the time period to the original time period as well. And as I said, normally the banks won't penalize you for doing this. I'm having a lot of people message me and say that they've made application with the bank over a week ago for a payment holiday and they still haven't heard anything back from the bank. And while I understand that we are getting frustrated, we also need to understand from our side that there's tens of thousands of people making these applications with the bank. And a lot of the bank staff are still working remotely, so there is going to be a delay. From my side, what I would suggest is every couple of days, reaching out to the bank again and just putting pressure on all the time. My wife and I bank with FNB, and we'd also made application for a payment holiday with them in our personal capacity and in my wife's business capacity. And a week had gone by and we heard nothing back from them, and we were also getting frustrated. But it wasn't long after that we received an email from them to say that everything had been approved and we need to go to our FNB app to just look at the terms and conditions and accept them. And within a day after doing that, we were informed that everything was in order and that for the next 3 months starting the 1st of May, we wouldn't have to do any payments on our FNB accounts. So what FNB is doing when it comes to the credit card payments and the bond payments is that they're going to be making those payments for us over the next 3 months, starting the 1st of May. And then once the payment holiday is over, they want us to pay the money back to them over a period of 60 months. And we will pay the money plus the interest back to them. And those repayments start on the 1st of August 2020. With regards to vehicle finance with Westbank, what they've done is they've actually frozen the payments, so we don't make any payments for the next 3 months. But then what they will do is they will extend the time period of the loan by a further 5 months. And during this time period, they will get the 3 months that we haven't paid plus interest and expenses back. I must say, both my wife and I are very impressed with the way FNB has handled our payment holiday application. I know we were really frustrated at first because we hadn't heard anything from them. But once we heard back from them and everything started being processed, we were really impressed how smoothly it went, and they didn't ask for a crazy amount of information. We just had to go to the FNB app and accept the terms and conditions, and from there everything went really smoothly. I wish the same could be said for Standard Bank and Nedbank. My wife has an investment property bonded with Standard Bank, and one of my kids' vehicles is financed through Nedbank. And we made an application to both of them at the same time as FNB for a payment holiday. Initially, we received an email back from them saying that the request has been received, but it's been nearly 2 weeks now and we haven't heard another thing back from the banks, and we are trying to get in contact with them on a regular basis. So a totally different experience to what we had with FNB. I don't have any other credit agreements with ABSA or any of the other banks, so I can't really comment on the procedure of applying for debt relief or a payment holiday with them. But if you're watching this video and you've had an experience with one of the banks, be it good or bad, I'd really appreciate if you could share that with us. If you just go to the comments or the notes in the social media platform that you're watching this video on, and you share it with us, I'd really appreciate it. I think it'll go a long way to help people understand that they're not the only one going through this frustration at the moment, and also might give them some good ideas or tips to make the procedure a lot smoother. That brings me to the end of the video, tips when applying for a payment holiday. If you have any questions and you'd like to get hold of me, please feel free to give me a call on 083 652 8213, or you can email me at Sean, SEAN, @realgroup.co.za. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks a lot, and we'll chat soon. Cheers. Bye.